Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I have some fun Valentine's Day crafts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Finally, a wood blank that I did not redo. I feel like I'm constantly buying stuff from Hobby Lobby and bringing it to my channel and redoing their decor. And while that's great and fun, it doesn't always make it easier for you guys who want to replicate it or make your own spin to it. So this is just, you guys seen this on my channel before. I have a cute little space in the front entrance of my home that I like to change out per the season. So again, this is from their wood pile section, $15, but of course I got it 40% off. All right, so then I found this cute little SVG, and it had a little bit of, I don't know, like hearts and little dots and stuff. And while it's cute, it just wasn't going to fit really nicely with this. So I contoured all that out. This is from Design Space. Yeah, Design Space. And this vinyl that I am using is Cricut's brand of Smart Iron-On. I like to use the Smart Iron-On when I do anything larger than a 12 by 12 mat, because I hate trying to fuss with the 12 by 24 mat. That's always fun to deal with, right? So if I can use Smart material, I will, but you got to be careful with the Smart material, because you have to, in my opinion, now you take it for what it's worth, but I feel with the Smart vinyl, with the Smart vinyl, you have to use Cricut brand's transfer tape. So that's just my recommendation. Of course, you know, you do whatever you feel like doing. Just to me, it makes it, and I like Cricut's brand, but I don't know, it's a hit or miss with me sometimes. So I have my Cricut Joy transfer tape, and I think what I'll do, and I definitely did not use my Cricut Joy. Oh boy, this is all wrapped up. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I did not realize that I grabbed my 240 feet, wow, 240 inch transfer tape, and I was thinking, well, when I was organizing my craft room, I was condensing transfer tape and vinyl, and I just put it all in one container if they're the same color and same brand. And so I thought that's what I did with this one, and nope, it's a whole row. It's a whole roll of transfer tape. Did not realize that. So that's okay. All right, so like I said, I'm going to use Cricut Joy's transfer tape, and I'm not going to be able to fit, and again, I did not cut this on my Cricut Joy. I used my Explorer, but I feel like this is going to be a little bit easier than to get out the Cricut brand's 24 or 12 inch transfer tape. So this might be a good time to tell you guys I have a cute little surprise at the end of this video. Normally this surprise is usually, and I'm just exposing just enough to create a little bit of a expose the transfer tape, so that way I'm not having to deal with this thing all at one time. So that's just the way I like to do it. It just makes life a little bit easier to go ahead and do that. So I am going to try to get this as straight on as possible. Okay, now that I got that on there, I had to cut some of this out of the video because, oh my goodness, this transfer tape was not wanting to behave. But anyways, so normally I do this craft in a separate video, but I thought it'd be kind of cute to give you guys some inspiration to do some other crafts. So I'll just pull this up because I might just use that. I think it should be okay. But anyway, so make sure to stick to the very end to take a look to see what this craft is. I hope that you guys like it. And if you want to see more of those type of crafts, I will be more than happy to do that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut some of that off. Okay. I think I should be okay here, but just because smart vinyl is a little bit trickier than other vinyls. Get this peeled off. Be very careful. I was just about to say this is actually transferring really well when I came into a little troubled area, but all right. Got it. Okay. Good thing. I wouldn't recommend doing strong grip for this type of vinyl, just because, especially given, I think it would rip this apart. Not rip it apart, but the paint, right? And just, you know, I think strong grip is going to be a little bit too much. Strong grip, I would only use strong grip. I wouldn't say only, but especially shimmer vinyl. Oof, you have to use strong grip for that. I made the mistake of cutting something relatively large. I mean, you're talking 24 inches, 36 inches, and used regular transfer tape. And yeah, it was not a good day because then I wasted so much transfer tape. But okay, let's go ahead and try to get this all centered. And again, this is an SVG from Design Space. I think that looks good. This one was a little bit tougher. I'm going to be careful with the area of the vinyl that is exposed. I don't want to accidentally scrape that and ruin it. I've done that before. But anyways, go ahead and burnish that down. So far, so good. But of course, I'm going to have to monitor all the areas. Okay, so I'm going to come back and get that bubble. Okay. This transfer tape is not of use anymore. So I just have a couple of bubbles that I got to kind of push to the side. Get that out of there. And I think that is it. So I just love this white with this natural beaded hanger, and then of course this cute little bubblegum pink. I think it turned out adorable, and I'm excited to hang this by my front door. I have this cute coffee mug, and I got it from Hobby Lobby from their spring collection. I really like it, and I thought about, and I got a new cup cradle, so I'm anxious to test that out and see how I like it. So I'm gonna put that there. And I have this cute little SVG that I got from Design Space. This is a light pink vinyl, and I'm using this mint green. I thought that would be kind of cute to do tone on tone, so the pink with the pink. I'm anxious to see how that's going to play out. And then I thought it'd be kind of cute to bring in this green color here. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my transfer tape. Oh, before I do, actually, let's go ahead and clean this with rubbing alcohol. Now, when you are making this for yourself, you want to make sure that, or you or whoever, that you give yourself, when you're placing your vinyl, that you give enough space for you to drink from, because vinyl is not food safe, so you don't want to put it too close to the area that you would sip from. And then of course it's not microwave safe, nor is it dishwasher safe, so just make sure that if you're gifting that you relay that information to the recipient. And let's see, do I want it? I have two different settings, if you will. One's more like at an angle and one's completely flat, so I don't know. Okay, so what we'll do is, this is like an X and O thing. So I think what I'll do, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room to overlay it. I'm gonna try to overlay it. I had a subscriber in my, what video is it? My Libby Can video, suggested to layer it first, layer your vinyl first, then apply it to your drinkware, and I thought that was such a good idea. However, I don't know if it's always going to work out just because of the amount of space that's on your transfer tape, but you know what, I think I'm going to give it a go. It should be okay. So thank you. I'm going to try to find her and just kind of give her a shout out and show you guys that comment that she's made, just to give credit where credit is due. You know, I learned from you guys just as much as you learn from me, right? So what I always tell my students, you know, I teach more than just software, but there's a software called AutoCAD used for engineering and architectural firms, and I teach that software to my students, and I have been using it, gosh, that software's for, well, this will be 20 years, and even to this day, my students will still teach me something that I didn't know about the software. And it's not so much, you know, the basics I don't know. It's just sometimes they get into these situations where I'm like, how did you guys get yourself there? Then I gotta learn. Then so anyways, I learned so much from them because I have to figure out what they did and be able to help them and fix it. So I always say I learn so much from my students. And I feel like, you know, to be a good teacher, you got to learn from your students as well. I mean, your students are really going to teach you stuff. So, okay, so I just overlaid it. Perfect. It works wonderful, and I really like how that turned out. So the only thing I'm a little worried about is to see how well that pink complements the pink cup, right? Okay, so I'm going to scrape that down. And then peel that back. Okay. Bring this in my cup, and then I'm going to kind of turn it over. Now, of course, you know, where you want to put your vinyl is depending on, you know, what's important to you. Do you want yourself to see your decal, or do you want the person who's in front of you to see it? I always thought it'd be kind of cute because I'm right-handed, okay? So that's why I'm kind of gripping it like this. But I always thought it was more important for the other person to see it. But you guys, you'll understand why I'm doing it this side in the end of this video. So be sure that you stick around for that video. Okay, now again, you want to make sure that there's enough room for you to drink from, because you don't want to accidentally put your lip on your vinyl. So let me just take a look if I like that. No, I'm not liking that placement. Now for me, this is not going to matter because I'm not going to drink coffee out of it. Okay, I'm a coffee drinker, but it's not for my coffee, so you'll understand what it's going to be used for a little bit later on. Do I like it? Yes, I like it. Okay, so, you know, if you're working with a larger decal, might want to add some relief cuts to allow the transfer tape and your, well, not so much your vinyl, but allow the transfer tape to take on the curve of your cup. But mine is small enough, and also you always want to work in the center and then smooth your way out. Really lays down nicely. And I got a little bubble as I said that. Of course, right? Call me a liar. All right. So go ahead and scrape that down. And I'm thinking I really am liking the tone on tone. Oops. Okay. There we go. And then and especially if you're giving this to somebody or even to yourself, really, give yourself about 24 to 48 hours before you use it to allow to cure. And that way it really is set within your surface here. So again, make sure that there's enough space there for you to drink from. And then I throw my stuff in the dishwasher I'll be honest. I didn't there for a while, but now I do. Just because, why not, right? And it does hold up, but I will tell you, if you use thinner like designs, like really thin designs and thin fonts, it does not hold up very well in the dishwasher. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so this is totally Pinterest inspired. I mean, really, a lot of my stuff is Pinterest inspired, but I saw this cute little idea, and then you guys will have seen it or will see it. I'm just making a bunch of videos, and I'm not sure when everything's getting released, so I'm not sure the order at this point as I'm making them, so I apologize. But this actually had a cute little spring, and it was just part of the decor. And again, this is Hobby Lobby, and again, $7, got it for $1.75. And what I did was I painted it and then took that little spring out because it really didn't fit in with what I wanted to do with this. And you'll see I'm going to turn this into like a piece of mail for, you know, for Valentine's Day. So that's what we're going to do. Now we're working with relatively small fonts, so I might have to reverse weed this because I'm not entirely sure if this is gonna work as well as I'd like. I already lost my dot to the I, but luckily I did find it. So I was pretty happy about that. So I don't know if it's gonna be able to make it still. Sometimes those little dots at such a small font is a little bit of a challenge. And when you are working with small fonts, you may want to shoot for a script font, just so that way they're all connected together, and that way it makes it a little bit easier on you when you're weeding. And you also want to try to weed out the middles first, just because it has the rest of the vinyl still put together, so it makes it a little bit easier for the weeding process, as opposed to, if the space that you're going to discard, if that part's thrown away and already weeded, then it doesn't have much of a grip, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it does for me. Doesn't mean it will be for you. So anyways, try to do a script font, and if script fonts are not going to work, then you might want to use something that's a little bit thicker in nature. All right, so I'm going to attempt to weed this out. Again, I'm not sure how well it will, just given the fact that this is so thin and small, right? And I'm really concerned about those little dots, so I'm gonna slow down. And actually, I'm not even worried. Oh, shoot. Okay, all right, well done. Not even worried if those dots don't even make it, just because I can always draw it in. And I'm lost. Okay, I'm not even gonna worry about it. I lost the little period after the PS. I am going to draw that in. It's just, I'm not even pick and choose my battles, right? The perfectionist in me wants to add it on there, but sometimes I just kind of forego that and just do what I like. All right. So I'm going to put that back, and then I will add a little dot to the eyes in the period when I put it on here. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and get this scraped down, and then we'll cut it apart. Okay. I also need to do a little bit of work prior to. This is going to go on here. I hope this is going to fit. I might just have to do 1 XO. All right, I might have to do that. That's fine. Okay. All right, so I got a ruler, and what I'm going to do is I am going to make the envelope, what would be the top part of the envelope. And actually, so I have this marker that I'm going to use, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this. How far do I want to, let's see, how far do I want this to go down? Of course, why in the world would it be an easy number to work with, right? Okay, I'm just getting an idea about where I want my two lines to meet, so that's why I'm doing that. Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna I'm not gonna overthink this and get real technical. I was gonna get it out to smaller scale so I can get this. So I'm gonna put it right before the 3. Match the corner to my dot. This brings back my old drafting days when I had a hand draft. All right, so then I'm just gonna kind of draw a line to that point. And then do the same for this side. Okay, and I'm just making sure that everything lines up so you can kind of see how the envelope is taking place. So I have this cute little heart that I want to put here. So it's kind of like a love letter, if you will, right? It has a little foam tape on there. I don't want it popping up, so I want to take that off. And I had just bring this over here so y'all can see that, but I had purchased these cute little hearts from the Dollar Tree years ago. They have some natural wood and some painted pink and some sparkly red. So, and I also have these type of hearts. I don't know where I got these from, but I'm sure again, this was going back years and years and years ago. So I can't exactly recall where, if they still have it or not, but I'm sure they do. Okay. Then my idea was, while my hot glue is heating up, my idea was to put these little XOs on here, but I think I cut it too large. I'm not sure how I got off a little bit, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to fit all 4 of them anyways without it going too small. So I think, let me see here. Yeah, it's not gonna fit. So I'll just do 1 set. So I did 2 sets just in case I can fit all of them in. So I'll just do a cute little XO. Okay, found the placement of where I like, so I'm gonna scrape that down. There we go, perfect. And I'm not gonna discard this because I don't know if I'm gonna use that for something else. So we'll see. I'll get my hot glue here in a second. We'll get this down. And I'm still going to need my pen because I'll still need a little dot to the I and then the little period after the PS. Okay. Did not scrape that down good enough, so let's try that again. There we go. When you're peeling this back, you want to be very careful because this will get ruined pretty quickly if you try to go too fast, just because of how small and how thin the font is. So then I'm going to put this down here. And I'll just take a second here just to thank you to all those who are new to my channel or just stopping by, even if you're not a subscriber, and those, of course, who are returning and who have been constantly supporting me and wishing me really good things and, you know, just telling me how much you enjoy my channel. That really weighs heavy on my heart because, you know, at the end of the day, it's really important that you guys like my content as well. So thank you again for those who are making my dreams come true, and 1 subscriber at a time. And then also those who are new and are not subscribed, I hope that you do subscribe to my channel. And then let me add just a little period there. See, and then honestly, wouldn't even know, right? Or maybe you would. Who knows? Okay. And then I think my hot glue is ready to go, so I am just going to add my little heart there. And there we go. And then let's just place that here in the middle. Just hold it up, there we go. Oh, that's already set. Okay. And there we go. Okay, I think this turned out super adorable. Very simple, very easy, but yet definitely cute and different, right? Oh, love it. The second to the last project is this box, and I have a cute idea for this. So again, I took a picture of this. I believe I took a picture of this before I painted it, and if not, I apologize. But it just was it just had a white backer to it, and then it has some text on it. Honestly, I didn't even know what it said, but I just knew that I wanted it, especially since it was only $2.24, and thought I could craft with it. So that being said, I was going to do this project in an earlier video at a larger scale, but time ran out, and I thought that it was done making Valentine's Day decor, but as luck would have it, I kept on seeing super cute, and I already had this all drawn out in Design Space, but I just didn't have time. And honestly, I didn't want something that big, so I just thought that this kind of just fell on the wayside. And then, like I said, I thought I was done, and turns out that I was not done crafting for Valentine's Day. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it at a smaller scale, just for the sake of space in my house, and then of course time, because it takes a lot of time to prep the material. Granted, if I just bought the blanks, then it would be easier, but I don't know, I really like the fact that I can get these decor, or the decor from Hobby Lobby, at such a good price. I mean, cheaper than you would buying their blanks, right? But again, if you don't like to put in that work, or just don't have the tools, then I completely understand. And I have a whole arsenal of unfinished wood that were bought to craft with, and I have used it, and you guys seen it in my channel. So you're probably thinking, why in the world do I have the alphabet, right? Well, you'll find out. Hang tight. Okay. So this is going to go on here like so, and you'll understand what is going on here in a moment. Okay. Yeah, this is going to fit perfectly. Just using a transfer tape that I have used in a previous project. Okay, there we go, perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and scrape that down. Let's go ahead and peel this up. Now this is, I know for a fact, this is a really old vinyl. I'm trying to use this up, but I may have to end up getting rid of it just because of how bad it is. There we go. Okay. Well, maybe it's just that one piece. I knew I was going to have a struggle, and I honestly didn't think it was going to weed out so well either. All right. Very good. So let's pull that in. I don't think it matters. I don't think there's a side in particular that I don't like. I'll do it this way because I have a little bit of pink that went over. So I'll have that go at the bottom. So then I'm going to get this all aligned. Now with what I'm doing here, I had to adjust the spacing for it to work the way I want to, because what I'm going to do is it has I, and then I'm going to replace that O. So I might have to peel that up, but the heart I think would be big enough. And so say I heart you. So, and I'm also kind of questioning, should I have changed the I and the U to a different color? But we're going to go ahead and just see how it looks. And if I have to, I will redo it off camera, and then you'll see what it looks like in the thumbnail, or I might post a picture after I'm done with this video here, or done with this project. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my hearts that I have been constantly using, and I'm gravitating towards a red, but I don't know if I'm going to have a red that is small enough for this, because if I use, that's way too large. Here's a small one. I kind of like that, but I have these hearts as well. So we have different sizes. Okay, so there's this one. I like the red, but I also kind of like the natural wood as well. What do you guys think? I'm trying to be a little different in a sense of, because I don't want to use pink, that's too, it doesn't really, it's kind of clashing. So now I'm going to try to figure out what heart I want to use. I kind of think that is just too big. This might be, just giving an idea. I like it. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is, so I don't know if I am liking, I feel like I should have done a different color for the I and the U, because I don't know if it's pretty noticeable. So I'm not going to redo it now just because of the time that I have creating videos. It's pretty late. It's like 2 in the morning for me right now crafting. So it's usually about the time I'm available to craft these days with taking care of a toddler. But let me know in the comment section. Like I said, if I get the opportunity before this video gets posted, I will show you what it looks like. I could not let that go. I had to fix the I and the U, and of course the heart. So I painted it with white chalk paint, and then I went ahead and cut out just the I and the U, and I'm gonna try my best to get it positioned to where it currently is on the box here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a pencil, and I am going to very lightly draw about where it currently is on the box. Oops, I think I drew on the, okay, and then I can always come back and erase it. Now, here's the key. You want to make sure that when you're peeling this up that you don't scratch the paint. And it's not like I can't touch it up, but I always feel like anytime you touch it up, it always, you know, it just never looks the same thereafter. So I just want to be very careful. So you can see that I made my little line there. So that is how I know where this U is going to, or the I is going to go. And then the U, I just traced the one side, and I'll align it with that line. So again, I'm just being very gentle, careful that I'm not going to scratch my box. All right, perfect. All right, went better than I thought. I did use a removable vinyl, so that does make a little bit of a difference. And then, oops, I got part of that U stuck on me. And then if the lines are still pretty visible, after I apply the vinyl, then I will go ahead and try to erase it. I'm a little weary about that, only because it can leave smudge marks. I just want to be careful of that. And then let me go ahead and scrape that down. I'm going to do one letter at a time. So I'm going to do the U first. Okay. So now I'm going to bring this back in. Okay. And I'm going to line it with my line. And I'm opting for white paint and white vinyl just because the sides are white. So just to kind of tie that in. I think that's good. There we go. Very good. And I think I still see a little bit of that. I probably need a better eraser. So I'm going to very gently erase that. See, it kind of left a little smudge mark, but so I'm not going to fuss with it. Okay. It's fine. I might just come back with some paint if I have time and just touch that up. Well, that's actually a little bit bothering me. So I'm gonna get to the side here. Okay, that's good. All right. So now I'm gonna get the eye. Gosh, I can still see that. That's bothering me. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get the eye transferred on to transfer tape. Very good. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this bottom aligned with this nice glare on the transfer tape. So it's kind of hard for me to see. So I got to lift it up just a little bit. So I apologize if it's not really good. If you guys are not seeing it really good. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm really glad that I opted for the white vinyl. And I like the shimmer, or not the shimmer, but it's glossy. So I like that. Kind of makes it stand out a little bit. Now, if I find that I want this to be shiny as well, you know, I could add some Mod Podge, glossy Mod Podge, and then be done with it. But what do you guys think? I think that this turned out super adorable. I almost feel like that I was looking for Ghibli, but I think it's okay. But anyways, super adorable, and I really like it. And I think I'm gonna put this in my daughter's room because we're learning our ABCs. She already knows her ABCs, and she's starting to recognize the letters. So I think that's awesome. So I think this would be really cute in her room for Valentine's Day. Hey, here it is. We are going to add a faux topper to our cute little coffee mug that we just did a little bit earlier. So without further ado, I'm going to show you a quick tutorial, and I hope that you gain some inspiration from it. And let me know if you'd like to see more. super adorable. I really like everything. It's hard to say which one is my favorite. I love this, but for me it's kind of been there, done it, because I do it every season, or every holiday rather. So I really do like it. Don't get me wrong, it's cute, and I will keep on doing it. And of course this little beauty, right? I know that some faux foods are just not, you know, may not be your cup of coffee, if you will, but I just really enjoy it, and I really think it's adorable, and I can't wait to display this. And if I were to do this over again, now this is the next day, if I'm being completely honest, I kind of called it quits, and I came back and edited the video to add the elements here. But so this has actually had time to harden up a little bit, but it's still able to move around. And I think I wish I would have taken the time to add some support system, because it's kind of caving in. So if you're going to attempt this, go ahead and add, get yourself a styrofoam ball, which is what I normally do in my videos when I do faux foods. But get yourself a styrofoam ball, and if you don't have that or don't want to buy it, of course the Dollar Tree has them for $1. Actually, they come in quite a bit. But you could also use tinfoil, so that's something that you could have done. But for me it was early, or it was late, and I was just wanting to get this project done. But anyways, I think it's still going to turn out super cute, and I really do like that. And I love the colors together too. I love that I paired it with this mint green, and I love the tone on tone. I think that turned out super adorable. And of course, lastly, the one that we had to fix, because, well, it just was not making sense to me, and now I really think it's pretty obvious that it says I heart you or I love you, right? Again, this is going to display in my daughter's room, and I think that eye just seems a little crooked to me, so I might have to fix that eye. But overall, I think these turned out really cute, and I just think that I'm really excited about this season of Valentine's Day crafting. I just think they're all turning out super adorable. All right, thank you for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day.